Imagine, if you will, that you are floating gently, carried by a soft current of air. Below you, the world unfolds. This is not one of the sprawling, world-famous metropolises of China, but something altogether more intimate, more connected to the ancient earth. This is Shiyan City, a jewel nestled deep within the northwestern part of Hubei province. It is a place where the works of humankind seem to bow in reverence to the grandeur of nature. From this vantage point, high above the ground, the city appears as a delicate watercolor painting, its colors soft and its lines flowing. The worries of the world below seem to dissolve into the haze of the distant mountains, leaving only a profound sense of peace and wonder. The first thing one notices is the sheer dominance of green. Shiyan is not a city that has conquered the landscape. Rather, it is one that has been embraced by it. It lies cradled within a vast amphitheater of mountains, their slopes carpeted in dense, verdant forests that stretch as far as the eye can see. Through this emerald expanse, the city emerges not as an intrusion, but as a natural clearing, a testament to a harmonious coexistence. The air up here is crisp and clean, carrying the faint, sweet scent of pine and damp earth. It is a world away from the clamor of modern life, a sanctuary suspended between the sky and the wild earth. Our journey has only just begun, and already a deep calm settles upon the soul. This immense forest is part of the Qinling Daba mountain chain, a crucial ecological barrier that separates the north and south of China. It is a biodiversity hotspot, a sanctuary for countless species of plants and animals. One can almost imagine the quiet rustle of unseen creatures, the elusive golden snub-nosed monkey leaping through the high branches, or the shy Reeves pheasant foraging on the forest floor. Now let us trace the shimmering threads of silver that weave through the emerald landscape. These are the rivers, the lifeblood of Shiyan. The most prominent among them is the Han River, a major tributary of the mighty Yangtze. From our aerial perspective, it looks like a polished ribbon, reflecting the blue of the sky and the white of the clouds. It does not rush. It meanders, carving a graceful winding path through the valleys. Its banks are lined with willow trees and patches of fertile farmland, their neat rectangular shapes a stark contrast to the wildness of the mountains beyond. The river is a source of life, of sustenance, and of movement. For centuries, these waterways were the primary highways of the region. They carried goods, people, and ideas, connecting this secluded mountain enclave to the wider world. Today, their role has evolved, but their importance has not diminished. They are vital arteries in a massive national project. The Han River, in particular, is the source of the Danjiangkou Reservoir, a colossal body of water that we can see gleaming in the distance. As we drift over the city itself, we can see smaller rivers and streams branching off from the main artery, like delicate capillaries. They flow through the urban landscape, flanked by green belts and public parks. Bridges, both old and new, stitch the city together across these waters. Some are modern, concrete structures, functional and efficient. Others are more traditional, with elegant arches that echo the curves of the surrounding hills. To the south of the city, a truly spectacular sight commands our attention. The landscape rises dramatically, forming a series of jagged peaks that seem to pierce the very sky. This is the Wudang mountain range, a place shrouded in mist and legend. It is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, renowned not only for its breathtaking natural beauty, but also for its profound spiritual significance. From our aerial perch, the mountains look like the spine of a sleeping dragon, its bony ridges and verdant scales disappearing into the clouds. There is an ancient mystical quality to this place, a sense of power and serenity that is palpable even from a distance. These mountains are considered the birthplace of Tai Chi, the gentle martial art and moving meditation practiced by millions around the world. For over 1,000 years, this has been a sacred center of Taoism, a philosophy that emphasizes living in harmony with the natural way, the Tao. Dotted across the slopes, sometimes in the most improbable and precarious locations, are ancient monasteries and temples. We can see them from above, their distinctive curved roofs and red walls standing out against the green and grey of the rock. Imagine the dedication and faith required to build these structures. Centuries ago, Monks and artisans would have carried every stone, every timber, and every tile up these steep and treacherous paths. The most famous of these is the Golden Hall, perched atop the highest point, Tianju Peak, or Heavenly Pillar Peak. On a clear day, we might see the sun glinting off its gilded bronze roof, a tiny beacon of human devotion in the vastness of nature. Let us now descend a little lower, to observe the city itself more closely. Shiyan's layout is dictated by its geography. It's not a city that sprawls across a flat plain, but one that flows through the valleys, following the course of the rivers. From above, it kind of resembles a living organism, with a central core and limbs that extend into the surrounding landscape. The main thoroughfares are wide and lined with trees, bustling with the gentle, rhythmic flow of traffic. But just off these main arteries, a network of smaller streets and alleyways creates a more intricate, intimate pattern, hinting at the daily life unfolding below. The architecture is a pleasant mix of the old and the new. Modern high-rise apartment buildings and office blocks stand alongside more traditional low-rise neighborhoods. What is striking is the abundance of green spaces woven into the urban fabric. Parks, large and small, are scattered throughout the city like green jewels. We can see people in them, groups practicing Tai Chi in the early morning light, children playing on the grass, and elderly couples strolling along shaded pathways. These parks are the communal living rooms of the city, places where the community comes together to relax and connect with nature. Even the rooftops tell a story. Many of the newer buildings have green roofs covered in vegetation to help insulate the building and manage rainwater. On the balconies of apartment blocks, we can see a profusion of potted plants and flowers, a testament to the residents' love for nature. In older parts of the city, the rooftops are a jumble of terracotta tiles, with small courtyards hidden between the buildings, offering private sanctuaries from the public world. It's a city that is lived in, cared for, and personalized by its inhabitants, a mosaic of millions of individual lives coming together to form a coherent whole. From our privileged vantage point, we can see not just space, but also time. Shiyan is a city with a deep and fascinating history, and its echoes are written upon the landscape below. Long before it became a modern industrial center, this region was a crucial stop on ancient trade routes. For centuries, it was known for its strategic location, a gateway between the central plains and the mountainous west. One can almost imagine the long caravans of merchants and pilgrims making their slow way through these very valleys, their paths now paved over by modern highways, but the route essentially unchanged. The name Shiyan itself, which translates to 10 gorges, speaks to its rugged, historical geography. The city's development has always been a story of human ingenuity overcoming the challenges of a difficult terrain. The most significant historical event to shape the modern city was its designation as a major center for automobile manufacturing in the mid-20th century. This brought a wave of development and migration, transforming a relatively small town into the bustling city we see today. From the air, we can identify the vast industrial zones with their large, orderly factory buildings and sprawling complexes. This is the engine room of the city, the source of its modern prosperity. It is a story of immense transformation, of a nation's ambition, and the collective effort of hundreds of thousands of people. Yet even with this industrial identity, the city has not forgotten its deeper roots. Let us focus for a moment on that fascinating interplay between human industry and the natural world. Shiyan is famously known as Motor City, home to Dongfeng Motor Corporation, one of China's largest automobile manufacturers. From the air, the scale of this enterprise is truly impressive. We can see the enormous factory plants, their roofs stretching for what seems like miles. Neatly arranged car parks are filled with thousands of newly built vehicles, glinting in the sun like a vast metallic mosaic. Railway lines and wide roads snake out from these industrial hearts, ready to transport these vehicles across the country and the world. One might expect such a heavy industrial presence to result in a landscape scarred by pollution. Yet what is remarkable about Shiyan, when viewed from above, is how well contained this industry seems to be. The city has made a conscious and visible effort to manage its environmental impact. Surrounding the industrial zones are wide green belts, thick with trees, acting as natural buffers. The rivers that flow near these areas do not appear discolored. It is a testament to modern planning and a growing awareness of the importance of ecological balance. The dance between development and preservation is a delicate one, and here it seems to be choreographed with considerable care. This balance is not just a matter of aesthetics, it is a necessity. The Danjiangkou Reservoir, which we saw earlier, is a critical source of drinking water for millions. Protecting its purity is a national priority. Therefore, the industries in Shiyan are subject to stringent environmental regulations. This has fostered a culture of innovation, pushing companies to develop cleaner technologies and more sustainable manufacturing processes. As we continue our imaginary journey, let us imagine how this magnificent view changes with the passing of the seasons. The Shiyan we have been observing is one bathed in the lush green of summer. But this is only one movement in a grand year-long symphony. In spring, the landscape would be transformed. The forests would be dotted with the tender, almost yellow-green of new leaves. The mountainsides would be dusted with the pink and white blossoms of apricot and peach trees, like a delicate watercolor painting. The rivers, swollen with meltwater from the winter snows, would run faster and fuller. Then comes autumn, a season of spectacular transformation. The endless sea of green would erupt into a riot of color. The leaves of the maple and ginkgo trees would turn fiery red, brilliant orange, and dazzling gold. From above, the forest would look like a Persian carpet of incredible richness and complexity. The air would turn crisp and the light would become softer, casting long, dramatic shadows across the valleys. This is a time of harvest, both in the fields and in the soul, a time of beautiful, poignant farewell to the warmth of the year. Winter brings a different kind of magic, a quiet and profound beauty. A blanket of snow would cover the mountains and forests, simplifying the landscape into a stunning composition of black, white, and gray. The sharp ridges of the Wudang Mountains would be etched against the sky with stark clarity. Our 10-minute journey through the skies above Shiyan is drawing to a close. We have drifted over an endless sea of green, traced the silver paths of its rivers, and gazed upon the mystical peaks of its sacred mountains. We have watched the steady heartbeat of the city below and seen the delicate dance between its industry and the nature that cradles it. From this peaceful vantage point, we have been gifted a perspective that reveals not just the physical layout of a place, but something of its spirit. It is a spirit of balance, resilience, and a deep abiding connection to the earth. This is a city that offers a different narrative from the usual story of urbanization. It suggests that progress does not have to mean paving over paradise. It shows that a modern, productive society can exist in harmony with a wild and beautiful natural world. As we slowly begin our ascent back into the boundless sky, the details below begin to merge once more. The individual buildings, the winding roads, and the ancient temples all blend back into the magnificent tapestry of mountains and rivers. The memory of the view, however, remains vivid. The profound peace of the Wudang mist, the life-giving shimmer of the Han River, and the overwhelming, life-affirming green of the forest. It is an image of harmony, a picture of a world where humanity has found its proper place within the grander scheme of nature. For here, in the heart of China, lies a sanctuary of peace waiting to be explored.